One of the things that a lot of young people do not have is a father figure a lot of times, whether they're a male or a female. What advice can you give the children who are latchkey kids? Kids who come home and there's no parents there. How can they succeed, and what would you recommend to them?
Well, they can succeed. You know, they have to have a consciousness of reality themselves, the self-determination, self-reliance. They have to be taught that. If they're children, someone has to reach out and touch them. They're just not going to jump up and be a man or a woman on their own. They got to be able to have faith in God. Someone has to be able to touch
Amen.
and make things happen for them, and then they can develop into constructive, productive citizens of a society. And this is what you're going to have then realize and recognize that you have to work together, you know.
So it starts at home, and then it also starts in the church, and you have to believe.
Well, that's what I was there. Start with the church, the home, the educator. You got to be able
the
to
motivator,
the family, everybody, that next door neighbor. It's a thing that we need all of those good offices in public forums that we can speak on to demonstrate that as a people we can rise to the occasion. We can raise up to meet the fray and succeed. If we can survive the inexpressible cruelties of slavery,
right,
then nothing that's opposing us today has any semblance of a chance.
Right.
It's just that we must find within ourselves the right to be able to deal with this in a manner that has meaning and purpose and dedication and commitment and like ourselves. You know what I mean? And so it's
exactly. You have to like yourself, and you have to look in the mirror and not look in the magazines for yourself.
That's right. Well, what it is, you know what I mean? You know, whether it's consciousness, to develop a conscious association. You know what I mean? To be able to develop and work with one another, respect for yourself. If I look at you and you look like me, I feel good all over.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean? But when you look in the mirror and you think that you're inferior or something because you've been taught that or you've been treated that way, that's when you lose the ball game.